All right, boys and girls, so I'm going to help you with your roll, slide, and stack part of your math paper. So I have some of our favorites here. Does anybody remember what this was? That's right, this is our cone. And here we have our sphere and our cube and our cylinder. So you'll remember when we talked about each of these shapes, we talked about how they have some characteristics that make them either good stackers or rollers, or sometimes they can stack and they can slide. So we're going to go over this again today. So here is our cone. Our cone has one flat surface at the bottom. So that means I can stack the cone, like on top of the cylinder, or I can stack it on top of the cube. But the funny thing about the cone is that if I stack it, it always has to be my top shape because of this point here. Because of this point, I really can't stack anything else on it. Now, because it has this flat surface, it means it's a slider. I can move it and it can slide. Because it has the rounded edges, it can also roll. Although it only rolls in a circle, it can still technically roll. So the cone is kind of interesting. It can stack, it can roll, and it can slide. Here's our friend the sphere. Remember, a sphere is like a ball. Balls do not stack very well. If I try to put it on top of the cube, it would just roll off. It wouldn't stay there very well. But what balls do well is they roll. Right? If you were playing with a ball, you could roll it very nicely. Doesn't slide, no flat surfaces. Doesn't stack, no flat surfaces, but it rolls. Here we have a cylinder. The cylinder is much like the cone in that it can do all three things. It has the two flat edges, so that means the two flat sides, that it's going to make it a great stacker. Because of those flat surfaces, it can slide. And because it has the curve, it can roll. See it roll? Actually rolls very nicely. All right, and then we have our cube. Our cube is made up of a ton of flat surfaces. So that means that our cube can stack very nicely, just like blocks. You would use lots of cubes if we were making a tower in the classroom. So it can stack. It is not a very good roller. When I roll it, it's like rolling a dice. It flips, but it doesn't have that smooth pattern to it. Now, because it has the flat surfaces, it can definitely slide. I can slide it across my floor. All right, so hopefully that will help you with your activity that you're doing in your math workbook today about rolling, sliding, and stacking. And I'll see you later.